Hello everyone, my name is Korosh Erfani. I am sociologist and the writer of the book Infinitism, and also recently another book under title of Infinitylogy. In the Infinitism we explain a philosophical theory according to which we can find unlimited resources in the matter, and therefore we can find anything we want and as much as or as many as we want in the nature. So it's possible by using the infinitude that is going on in the matter. That's the idea of the infinitism. But we need to prove that. We need to found that on the scientific basis. And that's why we need another branch of study that we call Infinitylogy. This is the second book that I published recently. It's called Infinitylogy, Foundation of a New Discipline. And in this video, I am continuing the lecture of this book for the part 3. And in the part 2, we said that there would be possible to find the resources that are necessary for us to get anything, any product, by going through the innermost, deepest or deeper layers of the matter. Now we will continue the lecture of the book by saying this. Yet we are not there. We are even far from it. We are not yet in the exploration of the very deep level of the structure of matter in such a way that we can manipulate it to obtain anything we want. We are far from that. Such a methodology does not exist at the moment. We have just the idea, but not yet the methodology. We are in the Paleolithic stage of the history of Infinitylogy, which means in the very primitive stage of what we consider as a discipline, right? Infinitylogy. And therefore, we need to be patient to reach its contemporary age, right? So, in order to progress in this idea, we need patience. This book is itself a good witness to this claim, and I will explain why. In this time, you will find ideas and assertions on infinity similar to what the French Lascaux cave paintings are compared to the fine art created by Leonardo da Vinci or Eugène Delacroix. So, which means that in this book, we are talking about the book of Infinitylogy. There are the ideas about the infinity, but they are so primitive, so raw, and unworked, that we can consider that as this painting of the cave in the south of France, the cave of Lascaux, compared to the perfect piece of art created by Leonardo da Vinci, for example, which means that Infinitylogy will be one day a very sophisticated discipline if we work on that, if we believe in the existence of the infinitude in the matter and its capacity to be explored. But right now we are far from that. All right, so let's continue. Here we said, in this book you will find a wild bunch of raw thoughts that cannot have any higher acclaim than being precursors in this precise matter of laying down Infinitylogy as a new discipline. So, which means that we didn't present anything in this book but just the primitive and the very basic ideas of the Infinitylogy, and nothing more than that. There is no any higher acclaim for what we present in this book. So why we did that? Why we published this? Our goal in publishing such an imperfect manuscript was to put it in the hands of those who could be interested in this topic. You see, my objective was to provide as much as material possible, the raw materials possible, in the hands of those who are interested in the question of the infinity. And after that, if I can work more on this subject in order to make it, better, more perfect, more complete, I will do that. But otherwise, if for any reason I cannot do that, at least we have these basic ideas somewhere in this book, online, here and there, in order to maybe one day some people start to work on that, and to get something interesting in, any interest, any scientific interest, philosophical interest in the idea of the Infinitylogy, which means a discipline that will explore the possibility of using, utilizing the infinity that is going on in the structure of matter. Now, we continue. The materials presented in this book could have been in better shape, right? But we wanted to publish them as is. Why? The real undertaking for elaborating such an interdisciplinary branch of knowledge will result from organized teamwork with professional standards that the author cannot assure on his own. So, when it's a question of establishing a new discipline, and essentially when this discipline is supposed to join philosophy, science, technology, and when it's supposed to have as the core subject, the infinity, so we imagine we are talking about a huge task, a huge undertaking, and never one individual cannot really do this. It's not an individual task, it's not an individual adventure. It's a collective work that is necessary in order to explore this idea. So that's why by publishing this book, I wanted just to put in the hands of those who are interested some precursor idea, some pioneer ideas, and then there would be the possibility to work seriously on that as a collective undertaking, as a collective project. Now, since its thematic is immense, right, Infinitylogy could not articulate it except through a collective and systematized undertaking. All right, we need a teamwork. We need an institutionalized work. Thus, at an individual level, what was feasible was producing more materials so that later some interested individuals or interested institutions could invest in them, right? This is my goal, this is my objective, to draw the attention of some interested individual or some related institutions on this subject in such a way that they put time, specialty, money, tools, everything in order to verify this hypothesis, this theory that we can get unlimited resources from the nature, from the world. So this accounts for the obvious flaws of this book. The suggestive character of this ladder might justify its shortcoming. So I know should I say, I knew when I was publishing this book that the content of this book could have been much better if I had put time and resources to work more and more on this presentation. But as I couldn't do that, so I had a choice, either to keep all these materials somewhere on my computer, or to publish it, as perfect as I could. This is the case. And then I knew that there would be the flaws, there would be the deficiency, the shortcomings, anything, but the only thing that I wanted was to publish it in such a way that the other people could start to have these materials, and then we will see what will happen, as the fate of this suggestion of creating a new discipline called Infinitylogy. So I recommend you to find the book and read it, because there would be very interesting ideas, at least. I don't know if they are true or not, if they can be verified scientifically or not, but they are exciting. They are interesting for any curious mind to find them and to work them in such a way that we can see if the infinity is something that we can manipulate, if we can finally take into practice and then get unlimited resources from the fabric of matter. Is it possible or not? That's the adventure, that's the challenge. We will continue this discussion in the next time, and we will finish the foreword of the book Infinitylogy. Thank you very much for watching this video. Bye.